Hi, so we're here today with Ducado VeGA. We have an exclusive interview and we're going to get the in-depth, no holds bar.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the good stuff. The good stuff today.
The
So
abs-
Ducado, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you
Yeah.
for inviting me into our studio.
Yeah. Right?
Right, exactly. Into our studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that so cool?
It feels good.
We've got a home, isn't that? That's
Yeah,
awesome, isn't
I
it?
love it.
Yes, indeed. I love it. So what's going on?
Well, we're here to talk about you, not
Are
about
we
me
here to
today.
talk about me?
About
Are
you.
serious?
Yes, it's all about you today.
All right. It's cool. I'm good.
But people want to know.
People want to know.
Yeah.
Oh, are you going to ask me the questions?
All kinds
the things
of questions.
that people want
Probably.
to know? Oh boy.
You can say no if you want, but
I might have
we might go there.
I might have to plead the fifth. I might have to plead the fifth on a couple of, but I'm good though. I am down to answer the questions that I want the people to know what the people want to know.
Okay,
All
very
right, you
good,
cool?
very good.
All right.
Well, let's start with you.
Me.
What brings you here today in this moment,
Wow.
in the present now?
Wow.
You know, what's happened to get you to this point in your life here today?
You know, it's been a lot of growth, absolute growth. And I think I have probably experienced one of the greatest growth spurts in the last, I say 6 months to a year than I have in a very, very long time.
That is exciting.
You know what it, you know, we've had conversations.
Yes.
So, but yeah, it's been really like phenomenal. It's taken a lot of courage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you contribute that growth spurt to?
Changes in life.
Things that happen to you or changes within yourself?
Changes within myself. Changes that have happened to me. Things that I've chosen to relinquish.
Can you give us some examples?
Oh, no, you did not.
Well, you know, we're going to go there.
She
if
said
you
no.
allow us
That's
to.
right. I will no holds barred.
Right.
Yes, I told you could. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna you got it. Probably one of the biggest things was in 2023 I went through just like a major life change as far as like personal life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like big.
Yeah.
It was big. It was one of the biggest life changes that I've ever experienced personally. I don't want to go too far into it.
Okay.
I mean, you know a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I learned a lot.
Would you say you hit rock bottom in a way?
Nah, I think I found the mountaintop in a way.
Okay.
Yeah, I found the mountaintop. Rock bottom, no, but I was definitely in a space where I was low.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
But then
low.
you said you found a mountaintop. So can you elaborate on that?
Well, for a while, I stopped being the me that is me.
What I'm wondering is what this mountaintop, how do you get there? I ask because I know a lot of our listeners are interested as well. Like how do you reinvent yourself, pull yourself out of a low space, you know?
In order to get to the mountaintop, you have to be willing to, first of all, kind of stand at the base of the mountain and kind of go, I got one choice. Not two choices. I got one choice. I got to conquer that. Mm-hmm. I wasn't at rock bottom, but I have to say that I was definitely at a point where I was starting over. I was at the base. I was at the ground floor.
How did you reinvent yourself? How did you find your real voice, your true?
How did I find my real voice? Well, first, I stopped creating music that sounded so much like my musical idols.
Ah, okay. And we'll get into that a little deeper in a minute. Yeah, because I'm curious.
I stopped that. I started to realize that I was holding myself hostage. And the way I was holding myself hostage was I was in a situation, and I'm going to say it, and it's out of respect because I have an understanding with the person or the situation that I'm about to mention. Me and the person have an understanding about discussing stuff publicly, but I was holding myself hostage because when something's kind of done.
Yeah.
And when something's over, and when it's really time for you to just move on.
Like a new chapter is
a new
ahead.
chapter.
Mm-hmm.
But I had extenuating circumstances. Mm-hmm. And so in my mind, I put myself in a box and I said, but if you make a move and if you change and if you go where this is headed, you're going to look like the bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Worried about outside
I was held hostage by that thought for years. Not just a month, not just 6 months, not just when things got really bad, for years. And so I stayed in a situation that I'm certainly not saying I regret where I was in the situation, but I stayed in the situation knowing a lot of the reason why is because you don't want to look like a bad person, and you're not a bad person. You know that sometimes things just come to an end, and me and the person were at an impasse. Mm-hmm. And so, and we knew it. We knew it long before everyone else knew it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that part, I had to stop. I had to stop being the victim of, you're going to be such a horrible human being if things go awry. Yeah. Not even if I leave, if they go bad, because you know what? You've kind of done this, and then you've done it again, and then you've done it again, and then you've done it again. And bro, you're just going to look horrible. Mm-hmm. It's going to look like you can't hold nothing together. And I was a hostage to that. Yeah. But I had to relinquish that.
Yeah.
I had to start really speaking my truth with people. And I had to learn how to be by myself.
I love it. I hear you.
That's one of the biggest things. I had to learn to be by myself. And I had to learn to be by myself and be okay with being by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go back to something you mentioned, these artists that inspired you. Yeah. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Oh man, yeah. One of my biggest influences, hands down, Prince.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so, and I'm going to tell this, and I don't know if I've told it in another interview. I think I might have mentioned this in another interview, was, a lot of my music was heavily influenced by Prince, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, Little Richard, James Brown, just funky stuff, Mm-hmm. And so what I did was I used those influences. Believe it or not, though, there's another band too that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people think I got my falsetto from Prince and singing like Prince, but actually it's from this band Switch. And there was a guy named Bobby DeBarge in a band named Switch, and it was the Barge family, the Philippine of the rhythm of the, that whole family. They're old. I think he was the oldest brother.
Yeah.
He used to stay in a band called Switch, and he had this really high voice. I think it was Bobby's natural, but it sounded like falsetto.
Yeah.
And I used to practice that every day in the 9th grade. Their hit song called "I Call Your Name, Girl." Mm-hmm. I sung it every day of the week, and that's when my falsetto developed.
Okay.
But those people influenced me.
Yeah.
And so then I developed this thing, and I got these influences, and I had this thing, and all of a sudden now this music sounded good. Mm-hmm. And my original music sounded like my influences. And so people liked that because they liked my influences. And so in my mind, they like me because I sound like them. So that made me do more of it. And more and more and more. And more people would compare me and say, "Oh, you look just like Oh, you sound just like Oh, you perform just like So it worked. Mm-hmm. It worked. Until it didn't. Synchronicity. You know how we do. Anyway, so until it didn't.
Right.
And then it didn't. And it's not that I don't love my influences.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't love the sound that I created. Is a whole other me. Like if you listen to Underwater, if you listen to my new track, Amelia, if you listen to the Miami in Action track, if you listen to some of my newer stuff, it kind of doesn't sound like that. The sounds evolved.
Yeah.
That's the dude. That's the guy that was screaming, "Get out!"
So you can actually see it in the progression of your music.
Just go listen to the music.
That's awesome.
Now, don't get me wrong, because I still add those elements in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's that's the secret sauce.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even in Amelia, there's a matter of fact, I'm going to do a video. I sneak some Prince into the song. Oh yeah, I sneak some Prince in there. No one kind of knows. Well, the people who know. And when I really point it out, because I'm going to do a video about, this is how I sneak Prince into my music. You know what I mean? And the people who know, they know. Yeah, exactly. But I still definitely use those influences. It's just that you're hearing more of my voice and less of someone else's. And hopefully, the people who support me, my fans, they'll be okay with me being who I am, the real me.
I hope so.
I
believe so.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm having fun with the new music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, what kind of projects are you working on right now?
Okay, so first of all, got the new single out,
Yeah.
the Amelia song, and I love that song. I'm sorry, you know
It's
why.
a good one.
You know the backstory.
Yep, I do. Can you give us a little hint, a little something about the backstory right now? Just a little, something. Give us something. Come on.
Rachel, you
Wait,
know
is
better.
there somebody in your life? Is there
Rachel.
someone special?
Rachel,
Come on.
Rachel.
We're gonna go there.
Rachel.
We're going there.
Rachel.
Hey. So.
My music is always influenced by something or someone.
Okay, good to know. Yes.
How about that?
All right.
And so some of my best music has been made when there were special things going on in my life.
Aww.
How about that?
We'll take it.
And you know me, I'm really private. You know what I'm saying? See, you did a no-no.
Yeah.
You know we don't talk about Ducado's personal stuff. But I told you it's no holds barred.
You did.
So
You
I
said I
told
could
you
ask.
nothing is off limits.
Right.
So I gotta take that one. But it's a cool, vibey song. I get in my car and I play it like 75 times in an hour. I vibe to it. I dance to it. I've got some really cool stuff that's gonna happen with it and whatnot. I've actually made up a dance.
You have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not doing it
we
right.
need to see this dance.
I'm not doing it right now. No. I'm not doing it right now.
When do we get to see this?
I'm gonna get some young people to do it.
What? No, you have to do it.
No, I'm gonna do it, but I want to get some young people to do it.
You start the trend and then send it on out there into the world. Let them copy you.
Let them copy. All right, y'all might see.
And then we'll see them out in the grocery stores and the.
Hey, which camera are we on? Keep looking at my TikTok. That one right there. Keep looking at my TikTok.
Yeah.
That's right. Where's the camera? All right, there we go. That's a good one. Keep looking at my TikTok. All right, then they'll see the dance.
All right.
But anyway, so working on that. You and I had the absolute pleasure to redo the Hella video.
Oh,
we
Hella.
executive produced it.
Yes,
Thank you.
good job on
This
that.
is my business partner, by the way. She be managing my crazy shit. She be managing my craziness
I think
too.
it goes both ways.
That's right. Okay, all right. I'll take that.
Yeah.
So we had an opportunity to executive produce and direct. Co-direct the new Hella video, which is, man, that was phenomenal.
It was fun.
It was such an amazing day.
Good energy.
Yeah, we got to edit now.
Yes, we do. Lots of
Well,
editing ahead.
I got to shoot that.
Oh, yeah.
I got to shoot that bedroom
Little
scene.
outtakes.
I got a bedroom scene I got to shoot. But I'm not going to tell you what's going on in the bedroom. Y'all just got to go see.
Wait and find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tune in and find out, right?
Tune in and find out.
Yeah,
Exactly.
man.
I need to
Podcast.
ask you
Okay.
a question.
All right.
Because I just want to know this.
Uh-oh.
You are so full of energy and you bring it through your music, into the podcast, into your everyday interactions with people.
What podcast?
What?
What podcast?
What podcast?
Did I mention a podcast?
That Tune In, Find Out.
That Tune In, Find Out podcast. Oh, that Tune In, Find Out podcast that you and I are doing together.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that one. See, there's more. I got to find out which camera more. That one. Yes, Tune In, Find Out. We are doing a podcast.
And?
Wonder Twins Power. And?
What's the premise?
Ooh, you tell them.
Well, Tune In, Find Out. It's about tuning into the show.
Tuning into the show.
To find out, like, what's the latest.
Right.
What's going on.
Right.
But it's also, the premise is how our mental and emotional health can affect us physically.
100%.
It's about, at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
whatever we share, we're all different. We're all unique.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, you go inside of yourself to
Yes.
get the very next step. You know what's best for you. Take it or
100%.
leave it, whatever we share, whatever we come across.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, you tune into yourself to find out what that next step is.
Tuning in, yes. And finding that higher self.
Yeah.
Tuning
your
into
connection
that
to
higher
source,
frequency.
your connection to God, however you look at it. That inner knowing.
So maybe I should just turn it around and interview you.
No.
No. Okay. All right. So you were asking me the question.
Yes, this high energy.
Yeah, the high
Where
energy.
does it come from? How do you source this business? Like, it's like a continuous fountain of just like, what is this?
Wow. I've had a discussion with you about this. I've had a discussion with about this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I've had a discussion with my bestie about this, Lisa. And I don't know. I think okay, here's and this is me being and I'm being really serious at this point. Or I'm being kind of serious at this point. But I do believe that we are all vessels.
Okay.
And I do believe that God uses us for whatever purpose, whatever message, whatever light we are to bring to the planet. And for some reason, somebody put some extra 5-hour energy in this one before I got here.
Yeah.
And did we just get a thumbs up on the screen?
Oh, interesting. You know how that does that? Why does that happen sometimes when you're having like a Zoom call or something? You'll get the.
I don't know. Is somebody watching us?
Is there a secret password?
I don't
or like
know. Are we live? Possibly somebody seeing us live. I don't know. Anyway, it's cool though. It was cool.
Whatever that was.
Yeah, but it came. Did you see when it happened? Right
No.
when I was talking about
The energy.
being used as a vessel.
Ah.
And then got the okay. Thank you. Anyway, but I think we are all vessels, and we have a purpose. And I'm not trying to get all deep and poignant and all of this, but it's just how I really feel, truly feel. And so I think that when there's something that you are here to do, you do it almost with reckless abandon. You do it with the most courageous, spirited movement you possibly can do it with. Mm-hmm. You do it so that when it's all said and done, they don't ever forget you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I feel as though where the crazy energy comes from, I have no idea. I went to bed at 6:00 this morning. You know this for a fact.
Yeah.
I went to bed at 6:00 this morning. I got up at 8ish something because we had to get prepared for this today. Our day today. I drove around town, did crazy stuff. Then you got here. We went and shopped.
Got some more electronics
we got
to
some more
support us.
electronics. Yeah, we had to get some cables. And then we came, and then we had to figure out third camera stuff. We got 3 camera angles, by the way. 3. All right. All right. Wait. Let me get the good one. Hey, do it one more time. 3. There we go. All right, go. Yeah. Anyway, so we had to go get stuff.
Yeah.
For camera stuff. We had to come back. Mm-hmm. We had to get dressed. We were doing technical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Technical stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And figuring out how the iPhone, one of these is an iPhone. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, it's cool. So because we want to like make it cool and fun, and we want people to be able to relate to it. So we're like, yeah, let's do some iPhone footage and let's make it look like iPhone footage, so people can go, oh my God, they did
all this energy. You see this?
See, oh, I'm sorry.
Energy. And I'm like, can we just bottle this up along with the music and send it out to the masses?
I would be a billionaire.
You know what, though?
If I could put this in a bottle. Here we go.
I want to say this.
I want to hear it.
Because I believe you do bring it with you. And I believe the music, the tunes are infused with this. Listening to it, you feel something. It moves you. It lifts you up.
Thank you.
That's just my personal opinion. I know I've seen you perform live, and it's the same way. You bring it with you, and you lift that energy up. It builds, and those people leave different, in a different space, 100%.
Thank you.
I know they do.
Thank you so much. I mean, I like, yeah, exactly. You see where, again, 100 miles an hour. And so, and I think, you know, and I'm going to say this, and this is this kudos to certain people in my life. I'm in a different mode now. Because again, I think, like I said, I'll go back to your question. I think we're vessels. I think we're all used for whatever greater purpose there is that we are here to serve, individually as well as collectively. I also know that I'm on 10, even when you don't know I'm on 10. I'm on 10 here.
I hear you.
It's going on.
Yeah.
And so I have to really work hard to not, you know what I'm saying, blow a fuse. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The beautiful part is I have wonderful people around me. And so y'all help to keep me balanced. Y'all know how to reel my ass back in. A phone call that I made to you about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I was a supernova that night.
9-0,
You
yes.
remember that? It was
were.
911. And you were like, Ducado, calm down. And here's what you're not going to do.
You just wait and breathe.
No, seriously, remember that? You told me, you're like, Yep. I need you to breathe. And I need you to go home and sit your ass down for a while and just think it out.
Yep.
You reeled my ass, because I was on. It was critical mass. You remember?
Yep.
And I'm not afraid to say this because I'm not afraid of vulnerability.
Right.
And so I'm thankful that I have people who can reel me back in, like on a good level, and people who, when I get around them, I get peaceful.
Good. Your support system.
Chilling. You know what I'm saying? This is me when it's time. It's not me all the time, though. You know that. You know what I mean? But a lot of the time it is. So I just go with, I think I just go with a feeling.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Sorry that was such a long answer.
It's
You know me, I'm long-winded.
So after all of this, I just want to confirm you're writing your own stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm writing my own stuff. Everything.
All of it.
All the music.
The lyrics.
The music, composing. I mean, it just, whatever, again, used as a vessel. Whatever hits me, I'm putting it on paper, or I'm going to record it, or I'm going to create it some way, somehow. Even if I got to sing it into my cell phone, that music has to come to life.
So tell me, out of all the years that you've written,
here we go.
Is there one that just moves you beyond all the others? Is there one that really hits you in your soul and your heart?
There are about 3. One of my absolute favorites, probably it's in the top 3, hands down. If it's not the top, Underwater.
Okay.
And which,
the lightning strike, is that the one?
Yes. Oh yeah. That you can't fake that.
How perfect was that capture? Tell us about that really
quick. The lightning
quick.
strike. Okay, let me tell you about the song.
Okay, the song.
Yes, and then we're going to talk about that lightning strike because I am so glad you brought that up. So underwater, and I don't want to give too much away. I'm not going to give the meaning of the lyrics,
Okay.
but I'll give you the little bitty thing. Because remember, we are also creating a series called Life in Lyrics. And we forgot to mention that, but we are mentioning it now.
Got it.
Yes, we're also creating a series called Life in Lyrics, where I break down the lyrics and the backstory to my songs. So yes, be looking out for that, because that's coming soon too. Oh, we got so much going on, y'all. So much. Anyway, no, but Underwater, it's a deep dive into a lot of what I experienced over the last 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
And it came at a time when the waters, life, were really choppy. Mm-hmm. And that's probably why part of it's called Underwater.
But isn't it calmer when you're underwater? I guess it depends.
Absolutely.
Is there a wave?
Absolutely. Well, that's one
Are you
reason why.
surfing?
And I'll say it in the interview, but you know, we can kind of touch on it. It's one reason why I said in the lyrics, you can't believe it because I'm breathing underwater. It's like, you know what? This ain't as hard as I thought. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because one would know that you can only hold your breath so long, and then you're like, oh my God, you're struggling. It's interesting because I do this breathing exercise every morning, and Wim Hof.
Yes.
You know, we've delved into the Wim Hof thing, and so and there's a point where you're holding your breath. In the first round, you hold your breath for 60 seconds. Well, I used to do it and do the 60-second thing, and I jumped off of it. Mm-hmm. Well, I recently started doing it again, and I didn't realize there were 3 waves to it.
Yeah.
There are 3 waves to this thing. So you do 60 seconds, you hold your breath. And a person would think when you do that, you're going to go, no. You go, and then you hold your breath for 60 seconds. Now, most people will go, you are out of your mind. You mean to tell me you exhale and you hold your breath for 60 seconds? And then people, impossible. Possible. Then I was doing the video, I was doing the thing, and it correlates with the song, and that's part of the breathing underwater too, because I started doing that around the same time.
Oh, okay.
And so then you breathe in, breathe out, and then you do it for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. Then you do it a third round, and you do it for another 1 minute and 30 seconds. Now, most people will go, you are completely crazy.
Yeah.
There is no way I can hold my breath for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Here's what I learned from Wim Hof. He said, when you get past the thought of, oh my God, I'm not breathing. Oh my God, my breath, I can't, I gotta breathe.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh, you crazy. No, you nuts. Because I thought to myself, you gotta breathe. And then, as I continued to do this, it flipped. And I would get panicky, right? Sometimes at 50 seconds, sometimes at 40 seconds. Mm-hmm. Now, you got to think, if you're panicking at 40 seconds and you got to hold your breath for another 20 seconds, imagine panicking at 1 minute and you got 30 seconds left. And your brain is telling you, you're not breathing. You're not breathing. Oh my God, you're going to pass out. Oh my God. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's getting past the thought process and the limiting mindset that you're not breathing, so you got to breathe, mm-hmm. or something really bad's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I've learned how to get past it. And I hit it every time. My brain starts saying, it's getting close, because now I'm anticipating it being done.
Yeah.
So my brain's telling me, you're not breathing. And you go, calm down. Mm-hmm. It's not calm down. You were designed for greater. And so I was like, wow. And then I started doing it, and I would do it every time. And it's like, whoa, this really works. Now, most people will go, you're insane. And I get it.
Well, there's a lot of Wim Hof followers.
Wim Hof followers,
yeah.
but I get it. But what I've learned is you're not insane. You have to get over being in your head.
Yes. Yeah.
And breathing underwater is a deep dive, no pun intended, about being in your head. Being in my head about everything.
Yeah.
Now, It was very therapeutic when I wrote it. It was awesome. I thought, wow, liberation.
Yeah.
Hell no.
What?
It doesn't, no. It was therapy.
Therapy, but not liberation.
But it wasn't the cure-all. No.
Yeah.
Because after I've eclipsed these moments and places in my life, then you'll revert and you'll get more. See, sometimes when you're addicted to something and you kick the habit cold turkey, it's worse if you go back, if you fall off the wagon.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't say that I've not fallen off of the being in my head wagon. And when I did, intensified.
Oh, no.
Like I said, you yanking me off the rope. Remember, hey, get down, Ducado.
But isn't this life? The waves that come at you because liberation?
Liberation,
To me, is like death.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is. Well, it is. You're dying to
liberated
yourself.
when it's over, when
You're
it's
dying
all
to
said
yourself.
and done.
Right.
No, I mean dead.
Yeah.
But this makes sense because that's how life, it flows, not linear. It's a cycle, and
It's
it
a
comes
cycle.
and goes. And
Yeah,
like,
and a river-
this is life.
Yeah, and a river gives no dams.
Yeah.
A river gives no dams. It's going to go with,
Yep.
and that's life.
Yeah.
It's the same as a river. It's going this way. Now you can jump your happy ass in there and try to swim the other way, and it's just going to keep beating the dog shit out of you because it doesn't care. Life does not care about your desires and wants. Life cares about what you need.
Or what you put out there too.
Yes, you it is what you put out there. And so you're attracting what the energy that you give to the world.
Or what, like you said, what you need.
But just like the river, the world don't stop turning.
No.
It still requires that you submit to your path, your destiny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can throw all of that stuff out there and you're going to get it back. Sure you are. But it's going to come back in the form of joy, happiness, and lessons, heartache, pain, distress, anxiety. You see what I'm saying? However it needs to. It'll give you all of the beautiful things if you submit to what is required of you. And so with the song Underwater, yeah, you know what I mean? And so that's one of my favorites. 7.
Wait, can you tell us briefly about that lightning bolt?
The lightning bolt in Underwater. So, man, and this is poetic. So, in the Underwater video, at the end of the video, I'm on a it's not a beach, it's actual lake, but it looks like a beach. And so I was like, one more shot, sun's going down. It was grainy.
Yeah.
I walk down, I said this will be the last shot in the video in my mind, and with who I was filming with. And so I'm walking, because all I want to do is film and walk down the beach, sun setting. Like, yes, I win. Oh, see, there's another thumbs up. All right.
So funny.
Anyway, so as I'm doing that, I walk and then I turn, and just because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk down there and then I'm gonna turn around and walk back, and then we'll just film it and then in the edit it'll be me walking back. Well, I turn and I walk back, and I could clearly see that the person who was helping the film was like,
something was up.
Something was up. And they were like, oh my God. And I was like, what? And they were like, when you turned around and came back, lightning struck.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what? And they were like, I didn't want to tell you because I know you. You would have turned around and looked and you would have blew the shot. So everybody, go see the Underwater video.
Seriously,
all right?
this lightning.
It is not CGI. It is not special effects. That is a 100% God in his work. I walk down that thing. I literally hook the turn. You can kind of even see me hooking the turn in the edit. Yeah, I'm going to tell a secret. I'm semi-hooking the turn in the edit. And as I am turning, Rachel, lightning struck. And I'm like, sign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feels
I'm like,
good.
okay, it feels good. So yes, lightning.
Love
You
it.
know. My second favorite song, believe it or not, is a song called Justified.
Okay.
And
Why?
a lot of people don't even know Justified.
I don't know if I've heard of
Yeah, a
this.
lot of people don't even know Justified. Justified is one of my, it's one of my faves. The first line is, and I'll tell you this, stop feeling guilty for loving myself.
Aw. Yeah. Yeah.
Justified is, I love myself. I'm gonna be okay. I need to be okay for me. I'm justified. Why would that be a problem? So sometimes people have a problem with one living in their own truth, their real truth, the courageous thing that you have to do to live in your own truth. And so sometimes people are scrutinized for it and they beat you up.
No.
You know what I mean? But why you beating me up? Because you're afraid to be you?
Yeah. Stay in your own lane.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be over there and be afraid.
Right.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So that song is one of those songs that liberate me. And probably a close tie is going to be Seven and Hella.
Seven and Hella. Yeah.
They are just in your face. It's like, if I ever start a show with Seven, and I ever start a show with Hella, and I'm opening up for you, those songs are so powerful and so strong and so hard hitting. And usually I start my show with Seven and I end my show with Hella.
Ah, got it. So I'm curious. You have this vibe, and I know you say you have some inspiration behind that. But
Yeah.
I mean, how would you describe your vibe? How did you pull all of this together into this package, Ducado VeGA?
Wow. My mom, my mother, my high school band director, Mr. Cleveland White, which they had a band reunion last week at my high school, and I didn't go, and I hate it. Anyway, I hate I missed that. So much fun. I saw the pictures, some of the pictures, so much fun. My mother, my high school band director, my influences, musical influences,
Yeah.
and watching really good performers like the Led Zeppelins and the Stevie Ray Vaughns. My mother, because my mama is fashion all day.
Yeah.
She would dress me, I would be wearing some of the coolest clothes ever as a little kid. And then she'd be like, boy, and she told me something which I am hot as hell in this right now, but it's because of my mama and her influence. She said, sometimes
What'd you say?
you got to suffer to look good. And I was just like, oh, I'm hot. Anyway, it's hot up in here. Yeah. Anyway, she said, sometimes you got, my mother literally said that. She said, boy, sometimes you got to suffer to look good. And I don't know if she was putting on something that was too tight or something. I remember that day.
Hard
And
to
she
breathe.
She was like, and
Yeah.
all of this. And look, but she walked out of there as fly can be.
Yeah.
She would tell me, I'm not kidding you. We are from, I'm a country boy. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. My mama would say, I need you to put this on. And it'd be a little tester, because she worked at retail stores at one point. And I'd be like, what is this? She said, boy, that's Oscar. Who in the hell is Oscar? And I was like, who in the hell is Oscar?
Right.
I'm thinking somebody at the job that has given her a tester. You know what I'm saying? No. And I was like, Mom, I didn't ask her. I just like, okay, I'll put this on. Smells so good. I had no clue. And she said, boy, see, that's Oscar De La Renta. And she said, you always want you some Oscar. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm a little kid. I don't know what that means. I don't know who Oscar is. You know what I'm saying? But now, and I'm sorry, Mom, I hate to disappoint you, but it is now Dolce and Gabbana. And so I'm just letting you know. I rocked with Oscar while Mom was in charge.
Yeah.
Now I'm in charge, and it's a Dolce thing for me. I'm just saying. Anyway, but seriously. So my mom, fashion, clothes, hair, her makeup, she was fly. And so that part, I'm watching her going, that pink coat, that pink fur coat,
Yeah.
my mother bought me that coat.
Aww.
My mama bought me that coat. She said, boy, I know I live in Michigan. She said, boy, I saw a coat that I gotta get you, and it's so you. And she said, and it's pink, and it's a fur. And she paused, like, uh-oh, he may not want this. I was like, when are you sending it?
Yeah.
So she mailed it. She bought it, mailed it to me. Still got that pink fur to this day. My high school band director, he helped to cultivate the leader in me. He saw something. He saw, man, God, man, I owe him so much. Because when I was a freshman in high school, band, I'll tell you this real quick. When I was a freshman in high school, they had this thing called the quartermaster. And what the quartermaster does, the band director gives you his keys.
Oh.
When the band goes out to the practice field to practice, quartermaster is the last person to be in that band room. And you lock that band room. You lock every door. I lock the office. I lock the front door. I lock the back door. I put the chain on the door. I put the lock on the door. Everything. Mm-hmm. Because you got all of these. You got 160, 70 kids, personal belongings, instruments, you name it. They're in that band room. And here I was, 13 years old. I wasn't even 14 yet. I was 13. He's giving a 13, and maybe he didn't even know I was 13 still. He's giving a 13-year-old that responsibility. And then it's weird because, we had a thing where they always, a segment where they announce all of the band officers.
Okay.
And it's later on after school starts and the band season's going. And so that day, we're sitting there. And band officers, and we're sitting there and band officers are being announced. And he said, and quartermaster, and he called my name.
Wow.
And everyone looked because they were like, what? A freshman? They were like, a freshman got quartermaster? Because it had never happened in the history of the band. As long as he had been band director, a freshman had never got that responsibility because he didn't trust it, because they did a little youngster.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to trust this kid with keys. And I was quartermaster the entire time I was in high school. Matter of fact, the last year I had two designations. I was a drill sergeant, and then I was a quartermaster. I had that the entire time. He trusted me. And he trusted me because he said one day to me, he said, I saw something in you. He said, I don't know what it is. He said, but I saw something in you. He said, and it just made me go, that one. And man, and if he sees this interview, I want Mr. White to know, the guy I am today, I owe so much to him. I watched him and I studied him as he led our high school band. I watched him as he instilled discipline, pride, organization into a group of kids who could have been rowdy as hell and on the streets and doing all kind of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And I watched him, I studied him, and I went, there's never a time I want to fall below the standard that he has set as an individual.
Wow.
And so him, and then of course watching Prince. I didn't even like Prince at first. I didn't, because my friends would come over my house, they'd bring his albums over my house, and they'd play that stuff all night long, my musician friends, and they'd sit there and they'd play Do Me Baby, and they'd play some other songs, and I was going, geez, I don't even like this guy. He dresses weird, he sings like a girl, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And so I didn't even like Prince. And then in 82, 83 maybe, one of our musician buddies who's in our band says, hey, you guys might want to come over to my house. And I was like, what? He said, you want to come over to the house? And we were like, what's up, Rick? His name is Ricky Walker. And he was like, I got the new Prince album. It's 1999.
Oh.
I went to his house. He put that album on the turntable, and my life was never the same.